I've got my Doctor Who shirt on that says keep calm, don't blink. So this is going to be a very brief video so you guys can watch it and then go watch Doctor Who, because everybody we know wants to go watch the season premiere of Doctor Who. I know, I'm very excited about it. About 3/4 of the way through this book. It is going to be finished this week. Woo! I'm so excited to start the next one. We learned so much in these past 105 or so pages about everything, and Rochelle Mead is just doing a fantastic job kind of tying it into the Vampire Academy series, but making it its own series as well. So I'm just absolutely loving it. I got tired of holding the book, so it's on a beautiful book stand. So yeah, let's just move on to the spoilery section.
Spoilers. Spoilers. Spoilers.
So I'm just going to give you guys some brief bullet points so we don't have to worry about, you know, me going off on a rant, because it's already happened. This is like the 3rd time I've tried filming this. Okay, so in these 105 or so pages, the main thing that we get is more information about these tattoos. Sydney is able to sneak into the tattoo parlor and figure out what these tattoos are comprised of. Vampire blood, and then a clear liquid. She finds a clear liquid, and my guess is that it's vampire saliva. And then she gets also the other components that make it copper, make it silver, all of that. So because we've learned that about it, I've made some assumptions, and it's just kind of my brain trying to put everything together. 1, I think that Keith is somehow involved in all of this. I really do. So he's wanting to keep Sydney out of this. He's told her, don't worry about it, it's none of your business. We're not going to worry about it. It's nothing to do with us, so it's not our problem. Basically. Which makes me suspicious of him a little bit. What really makes me suspicious is the fact that he's talking with Clarence and getting all of what he knows about the vampire hunters. He is very adamant about getting Sydney out of this job position. He has called her parents, he's called the alchemists, and he's basically just made her out to be vamp friendly, and that he doesn't want to deal with her anymore. She's horrible. She's not doing her job. She's all of that. Sydney finds out she gets these little vials that have all this stuff in them. Doesn't know what the clear liquid is yet. I think it's vampire saliva. There has got to be like some sort of drug ring or something, and Keith is in the middle of it somehow. I think because you've got the Moroi that the throat was slit and some blood was taken, but not all of it, which isn't typical of a Strigoi. Sorry, my hair is just kind of all over the place today. So that isn't typical of a Strigoi, but we can be using that blood that we're taking. We can be using that blood that we're taking for tattoos. And you wouldn't know if they took any saliva or not. Right? So there is some sort of thing going on where the suppliers are vampire hunters, the tattooists use it, and Keith is in the mix somewhere. I think he's been supplying like the formulas, the alchemist formulas, and getting kind of a chunk of the profits of these. So Keith is just a despicable person. I just don't like him at all. And if it turns out that this is right or even half right, I'm just going to hate him even more. But that's a cool twist. I like that. It's not something I've read before. So go Rochelle Mead. There were a couple other little things that were going on with this. We see kind of more from Eddie. Jill disappears while Sydney's gone off with Adrian. And Eddie is just beating himself up about it. When Sydney gets back and finds out that Jill's gone, everyone is in a panic because they're supposed to keep Jill safe, and they've failed at this point. Jill was just being a bratty teenager and ran off with her little boy toy Lee. But poor Eddie, we already know if you've read the Vampire Academy series, you know that this boy has been through hell. And this guy can't catch a break. And then now he's been vigilant, he's been so protective over Jill, and he wasn't able to protect her at Moroi Court, and so he's just been that much more overprotective of her. And he's just beating himself up because he feels like he failed. Again. And, oh, I just feel for this character so much. Poor Eddie. Like, poor Eddie. Jill really shows her kind of teenage bratty side. She runs off with Lee. She gets pissy with Sydney. And she starts pulling the "oh, my life sucks" card. And granted, she's been through a lot. She's died and everything. But she really just kind of had a really big teenage "I'm a brat." That's the only way I'm able to describe it right now. Those are my words today. She's just being a brat. And towards the end of this kind of section, she gets over it. And she realizes that Sydney is there to help her, not keep her from doing what she wants to do and keep her from having a life, having friends, having fun. Also in this section, we see a big turning point for Adrian. In the first part of the section, Sydney's like, well, you want to get out of Clarence's house so bad, you need to get a job or something. You need to start fending for yourself. If you don't want to be there, you have to make it work. I will help you, but you have to make it work. So she spends all this time putting together a resume for Adrian, getting job interviews set up, and this guy just blows it. He blows all 3 interviews, and Sydney is completely pissed. And so when she gets back from these interviews and she finds out that Jill's gone, she just loses her shit. She just, calm, cool, collected Sydney Sage just goes out the window, and she just goes on the biggest rant. Finally, she loses some sort of control, and I've been wanting to see her kind of stick up for herself for a while now, because she's been letting everybody push her around. So that was nice. Then we see Adrian's turning point, because he kind of realizes that Sydney does believe in him and thinks that he can do great things and that he can support himself and he can take care of himself. And so he is like, I think I want to go to college. Can you help me? Because there's only one college that hasn't started yet, and I don't know if I can get financial aid. That would help me find a place on my own and all of that. And so Sydney's like, well, how can I trust you to do what you say you're going to do? And he's like, well, you can't. But you just need to have faith in me. Because no one's really had faith in Adrian. Everyone's just kind of brushed him off. That's Adrian. That's what he does. And he finally is learning that there is someone that is going to push him to be better than what he is. And someone who's going to believe that he can be more than what he is. And that he can do more than the minimum to get by. And I think he's finally realizing that Sydney is that person. And Sydney agrees to help him. And she figures out a way to get him an interview. And he's not able to get everything turned in time, but they're going to let him audit the classes. And then once he has everything turned in, they'll retroactively admit him, basically. So he gets credit for everything. But that's going to prolong him getting any financial aid. He's looking at maybe a month or so more at Clarence's. And Sydney's thinking, oh, he's not going to go for it. This isn't a quick fix, so he's not going to do it. But Adrian surprises her and goes, okay, let's do it. I want to try. And he enrolls in some classes, and that's about as far as we get with that. But there's a major turning point in Adrian's character, and you kind of see him grow just a little bit and heal from everything that happened with Rose. So I'm excited to see more character growth in him and more in Sydney. I want to know how much of a D-bag Keith is, so I know exactly how much I need to hate him. And I really hope Eddie just gets a break soon. And Jill, I want Jill to feel better about being where she is, but she also needs to take responsibility for her actions and grow up as well. That is all I am going to give you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will leave TEMECKA'S stuff in the down bar. I will leave my previous video links in the down bar if you need to catch up. If you have questions, comments, anything like that, subscribe, comment, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, be my friend on Goodreads, whatever you guys want to do. I am so up for all of it, and I will see you guys in my next video.